I don't believe in talent. I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
What about talent?
Talent? I don't believe in talent. Well, some people, they have talent. It's good. It helps when you have talent. As long as you have a lot of determination and willpower, that's all you need. And you have to have the will to win.
So you close out the road trip. Tired, 14 days, 13 days, whatever the hell it is. Don't mean nothing. Tired is only in the mind. You tell yourself you're tired, you're gonna be tired. I don't get tired. Lake show, we coming home.
Impossible is nothing to somebody that tries. Everything that someone said was impossible has happened.
Yeah. To me, what's unhealthy is living an unhealthy life. To me, what's unhealthy is getting up and going through the same day every day of your life, 9 to 5, in an office or in a... You know, that's unhealthy.
No discipline in that. I don't know discipline. He told me discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
There's no excuse for people not being able to do what they want to do. You can do anything that you want to do. For example, as I've told you before, I lived in the back of an old car. I taught myself to read and write. So if you're young, don't give up. Don't say the world is just against me. That's not true.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable. Be the guy who embraces hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
Fell down, got up again and continued the set. You gotta be willing to fail. If you can't fail, what I learned in the gym is you gotta go out there and fail. You gotta go out there and fall down. Most people who have won big have failed big. Okay? You know, so even you know.
Don't make excuses. Don't blame any other person or any other thing.
I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being a champion. Let's go.
Interesting chapters, man. Master the 3 W's. You gotta want it, you gotta work it, and you gotta win it.
I know that's right.
Now, how bad do you want it? Because if you want it bad enough, you go work it. Then if you do those two, you're gonna win. Here you go. It's chapters like
hold it. Tension, come on. Do not be a failure. Do not be a failure. Fail, but kill me. Come on. Okay, 1 second, 2 seconds.
My philosophy is, why be normal when you can be the best? I don't want to be normal. I want to make the difference. So everything I do, I want to make the difference. Because when I make the difference, I'm the best. And that is not arrogance, that is confidence for me.
Are you afraid with Aldo?
Afraid with Aldo? I fear no man. I've said this before, if you breathe oxygen, it's fair game. I will come and take you out. I don't fear nothing.
Like hacks? There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. Real problem. I can understand.
Thing you tried it too. How you gonna knock somebody in the world for actually trying to do something? Trying. Since when has it become not cool to try? Fucking loser.
Yo, I found out I'm unbeatable. I can't be beat. It's impossible. You condemn me. You can damage me. You're never ever gonna beat me. I'm too happy.
Acted to mates who have resources. And I love this quote by Idris Elba. He said, men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear, which is why women will always wear makeup and men will always lie.
Oh man.
I just love wisdom.
You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of what other people will think of you if you fail. But if you're afraid of that, imagine what they think of you when you aren't even trying. Oh yeah, they aren't.
Think about is that it doesn't matter whether I achieve all of my goals or I don't achieve all of the goals. In 3 generations, I'll be forgotten, and the only people who were naysaying against me will also be dead. And so then it's like, just do it for me. And then when I wake up every day, there's only one voice I have to listen to.
Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. The only way to become more successful than most people is to be willing to do something most people aren't willing to do.
But he said success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge.
Because tomorrow, I got to go back to the grind. And tomorrow, I got to go back to the grind again and again and again and again. I don't have time to put you into the hate bank. There's no hate. It's all filtered out, man, through the grind. People don't get it. There's great joy in the grind. Great joy in the suffer. It totally cleanses your body out, man, of any kind of hate. Makes you grow up.
Give us your thoughts. Surprise, surprise, motherfucker! The king is back!
If you tell your friend tomorrow, 9 a.m., I'm going to meet you at the gym, you're going to be at the gym at 9 a.m. Just because you don't want to let him down. But if you tell yourself tomorrow at 9 a.m., I'm going to be at the gym, you're not going to show up. You're going to be late. Why? Because it's you.
Made this much money, get back to fucking work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab. Because that's where the knowledge came from. You're not. Sometimes your motivation needs to be because no one else wants to fucking do it. We need doctors. We need fucking lawyers. We need dentists. We need teachers. We also need fucking savages.
It's an emotion that you can't fake. If you fake bravery when you're terrified, that is bravery. And I kind of feel like motivation is the same thing. If you do the thing when you're feeling unmotivated, that is motivation.
That's it.
So you're saying that all of the jock...
And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain. I don't want anything to numb it.
And this is the part that got me. Trees don't hang around with the grass, even though they all started from the same place.
I would have cracked my damn phone. I would have dropped that. That bit was hot.
Hey man, that was prolific.
Yes, sir.
To fail. Here's my second point about failure. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. The Mark Manson quote here is, the person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect.
And thing, you tried it too. You know, how you gonna knock somebody in the world for actually trying to do something? Trying. Since when has it become not cool to try? Fucking loser.
Yeah. I found out I'm unbeatable. I can't be beat. It's impossible. You condemn me. You can damage me. You're never ever gonna beat me. I'm too happy.
Just cultivate the mind muscle.
Very so small. You late?
That's about right.
Why'd you stop?
Because we have like all these other sets. I have to save my fuel.
That's not how working out works.
What?
You don't save your fuel.
But then you're just gonna be exhausted.
How are you gonna make any progress if you're not taking anything close to failure?
I'm doing my prehab, my prophylactic.
Mission to perform even more. A lot of people are afraid to even try hard because then if you try hard and you fail, you feel like a failure. But the aspect of being a failure doesn't come from the success in the end. It comes from if you really quit on yourself, or if you don't put in the effort you know you can put in, and kind of holding back on your true potential. That's when I think you really deep down feel like a failure, like underneath your soul.
Yeah, there's some interesting acted to mates who have resources. And I love this quote by Idris Elba. He said, men fall in love with what they see, women fall in love with what they hear, which is why women will always wear makeup and men will always lie. Oh man. I just think about is that it doesn't matter whether I achieve all of my goals or I don't achieve all of the goals. In 3 generations, I'll be forgotten, and the only people who were naysaying against me will also be dead. And so then it's like, just do it for me. And then when I wake up every day, there's only one voice I have to listen to.
Wisdom. You're not afraid of failing. You're afraid of what other people will think of you if you fail. But if you're afraid of that, imagine what they think of you when you aren't even trying. Oh yeah, they aren't. Stop complaining about the results you didn't get from the work you didn't put in. The only way to become more successful than most people is to be willing to do something most people aren't willing to do. Listen to this, the better my life gets. If they don't have what you want, don't listen to what they say. There's no greater waste of time than justifying your actions to people who have a life you don't want.
Must be easy.
Consistency doesn't guarantee that you'll be successful, but not being consistent will guarantee that you won't reach success. You have a productivity hack, an easy productivity hack. Instead of spending time getting in the mood to work, just stop working. Confront the work. People think they need perfect conditions to start, when in reality, starting is the perfect condition.
He said success is the only revenge. He's like, it's not the best revenge. He's like, it's the only one. There's no other revenge. Yeah. And so he was like, the only thing that you can do is win so big that all of them constantly compare themselves to you, and then you'll forget they exist.
Ideals, like, fuck, very strong.
The only insults that hurt are the ones we believe. Next time someone insults you, remember, they're going to die. Everyone will forget about them. And if no one will remember them, then you might as well forget about them now. They are irrelevant. Your dream, your actions, your outcomes.
So now you know what the inside of my head looks like.
If you did, it wouldn't be called growth. High five your fear, uncertainty, and doubt and carry on.
If you knew what you were doing, then you would be stagnating because you'd be doing nothing new. And so if you're going to do something new, then that is what would be the catalyst for growth. And so you can't want to grow and also want to know everything you're doing at the same time. It's like the two beliefs contradict one another. And so I think that's a lot of the discontent that people suffer from is they want two things that are polar opposites. They want the really strong character, they want the easy life. Like one is the price of the other. You have a hard life to have great character. You have an easy life. You have shitty character. Everything came easy. You want to grow, you don't want hardship. Hardship creates growth. And so they want both, and you can't. Like, it's wanting the Jordans without paying the price. And the price isn't bad. It's just the price is what it is. And so it's just, do you want the Jordans or not? And if you do, then don't lament the price tag. Pay the price tag and be happy you have the Jordans. And if you don't want the Jordans, then don't buy them.
There's something in here.
It won't get harder. Like, this is the hardest part. And so if you can just make it through this, everything else is downhill. It's not that the things that the dragons are going to slay aren't going to get bigger. They are. But you become so much more equipped to slay them back. And you have so many more allies. You have people in the stands cheering for you. You have the audience. You have all of these other things that are behind you. But in the beginning, it's just you with a stick against a bear. And arguably, that fight is a harder fight to win than beating a dragon when you have a nuclear bomb and 6 nations behind you. And so it's not even like the size of the hardship, it's just also the resources and how few of them you have, and how so much of the beginning is literally burning the one thing you have, which is time. Because you have no leverage. You don't have the money to pay other people to help you. You don't have the resources to go, like, get someone no one can learn it for you. It's like there's a lot of the things that we care about a lot, like no one can work out for you. It doesn't matter how much money you have. No one can learn skills for you. And so in the early days, like, it feels so painful because you're like, you look around to see who can help you, and then you're like, fuck, it's me again. And I think getting comfortable with the idea that each of these things, kind of like Slumdog Millionaire, if you've seen that movie where
I'll give you the Polly's in the room. But if you haven't gotten what you want, then you're not worthy of it, period. And that's okay. Now you can admit that you suck and improve. Better to know you're bad for a season than pretend you're good for a lifetime. You're not making as much money as you want because you're not as good as you think you are. You're not struggling from imposter syndrome. You're a student and pretending to be a teacher. No students say they feel like frauds for trying to learn. you're a fraud when you get up to teach the class, and you've never done it.
Deep. I think it's just giving yourself permission to suck. It's giving yourself permission to be unhappy. It's giving yourself permission to not achieve while you do for a long period of time. It's giving yourself permission to lose friends. It's giving yourself permission to do things that's different than people in your social circle or your age group are doing. It's giving you permission, giving yourself permission to be an exception so that you can become exceptional. And a lot of that, the whole positive poly mantra of like, I saw a post a girl made and she was like, you are worthy.
Made this much money, get back to fucking work. It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk, get off the podcast, don't be on social media too much, cut out all the fucking noise, get back to the fucking mental lab, because that's where the knowledge came from.
What do you say to the men around the world who are watching this interview from someone who is their hero, regardless if it's from the screen?
Thank you. Stay on your knees. Watch me, but listen to God. Don't listen to me. I hope that the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart are pleasing in God's sight, but I'm human. I'm just like you. You know, what I have will not keep me on this earth for one more day. I never looked at things as problems. I look at them as opportunities. Maybe that's something I can say. You know, someone, but she did this, and well, what an opportunity you have. Yeah, well, the world, you know, because they said this and Shannon said that. Yeah, well, what an opportunity you have to make a difference, because you never know who's watching.
I think you gave.
Right now in life, your family's looking for that one guy right now. They're looking for that one guy who's strong, who's that pillar for the family in hard times. Make sure they look around and find you. These are the times right now for you to step up. Be that guy that can take anything. Stay hard.
Time today. He said, Nietzsche said, I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
You nailed that one also. And I just said, just shut up and let me enjoy this pain. I don't want anything to numb it or to go further. And that's where I gain the advantage. It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
If your lack of commitment is almost an insult to the people who believe in you, and that's what I'm trying to tell.
And this is the part that got me. Trees don't hang around with the grass, even though they all started from the same place.
I would have cracked my damn phone. I would have dropped that bit was hot.
Hey man, that was prolific.
Yes, sir.
Small minds discuss other people. Gossip. Good minds discuss events. Great minds discuss ideas. That was Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah, and the important thing to realize as well is the next year is going to go by whether you're doing something about your life or not. I mean, we're sitting here right now.
To fail. Here's my second point about failure. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown.
Like hacks? There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. A real problem. I can understand.
The magic you are looking for is in the work you're avoiding. The Mark Manson quote here is, the person you have to spend the most time listening to in your life is yourself. Try not to lose their respect. And
my answer to that is, I'm 40 years old. and I know myself now. And so if you love me, you love me, and if you don't love me, that's your loss. It's like I was.
Who's the person that you care about the most in this world? Name me one.
My mum.
Yeah. So if someone came and took your mum and put her on a cloud in the sky, and the only way that you could see her again is if you built a tower high enough to be able to bring her back down, or to be with her again, would you wake up tomorrow and wonder why you, or would you get built in? I believe, wow,